to do any of this if if it wasn't for you. I'd be like, what am I doing? Oh my God.
Hi
There you
guys.
go. Hello. Hi. How are
I
you
was about,
guys?
I was about to say good morning.
Yeah, it's
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
I set an alarm so I would like because I've been reading this book and I was like, I cannot miss this. I cannot miss this Zoom. So I set an alarm and at first it set for AM and I was like, no, this is a PM.
Mm-hmm. We're recording so we can post this later for anyone that's missed it.
Yeah, I feel like people are going to want like there a lot of people haven't read A Christmas of Chaos yet because it's not in paperback. So it's fine.
I've read it 3 times.
Man, it's so fun. We'll get into that, but I had the most fun. Lexi was in my was is in my writing Zooms in the morning. Her and Alicia, and they like watched me write the end of it, and I had the best time.
It went so fast too. It was so good.
It did toward the end, yeah, yeah. Well, I got anxious about parts of it for sure, but
Mhm.
it was good.
We'll dive into that.
I know I'm trying to save, trying to save things.
I'm gonna wait 2 more minutes before we kick things off.
I did remind people in the Facebook group to check their
Okay.
junk. We'll see how good my brain is after a day of writing creepy men.
Wait till you guys read this next book. It's gonna be so good.
It's great.
I'm actually gonna check the email to see.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
no, I didn't check the Facebook because I forgot. I got distracted. I need to quit reading. This is the second book I've read. Like last night, I couldn't go to sleep, so I was reading Zoe Draven's one of the Horde King books. I don't know if you guys have read Zoe, but she's like we call her the every author's favorite author because that's what she is. And every time I can't put it down. I have to finish all of
Which
it.
one was it?
Oh,
The broken one?
let me look. Um, yeah, Broken by the Horde. I these covers. I don't understand them, but the
They
books
are very on brand.
the books slap. Yeah.
Okay. It is 7:05. What? Ew. I just let Armand in.
No, that's my husband. Did you
So
say ew?
no, I said oh. I did not say you. Um,
I feel like he's keeping his camera off, so
okay. We know you're here. Okay, before we start, so we're discussing A Christmas of Chaos. If you haven't read it, it is totally fine. Um, you can always watch and
you will
hang
be
out.
spoiled.
You will be spoiled, and you can read it later, and you can always
If you
hop
haven't
into the
read it,
Facebook
A
group.
Touch of Chaos, you will also be spoiled.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Warnings there. We wanted to start with an update about the ebook availability, paperback, and translations because that popped up a lot in the questions. Um, I have a few, 1, 2, 3. I have 5 questions that I'm going to ask based off of what you guys put in Scarlet Stories, and then we'll open it up to anyone that's here that wants to ask questions. If you have a question, put it in the chat and I will respond to it and let you know that I'll ask it when it's time. Um, yeah, I think that's it. So as far as ebook goes, it's still slowly being sent out to different retailers, and I don't believe it's in the libraries yet.
It was in Hoopla just the other
Okay,
day.
just the other day because there was
Yeah.
a library question. So if you would like to get it from your library, reach out to your local library and ask them to. Go
They
ahead.
typically, if it's in Hoopla, they probably won't get it for Overdrive. That's just what they do sometimes because Hoopla is simultaneous use. So if you're not used to switching between the platforms, your library doesn't have Hoopla. I don't know how that will work, but just an FYI.
Yep. And then paperbacks, we don't have a set date yet, right? But we would like to do July.
Whatever the same day that it's the same, I'm gonna do the same day as the audio, which I think is the 21st.
Okay.
But I can't do a pre-order because it's self-published. So it will just go live around that time and be live. And I keep forgetting that I can't do a fucking pre-order because it's been so long since I self-published. But yeah, so July 21st. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm waiting for Gabby to do some art for it to go into the physical copy.
Yeah. But we will have an audiobook and we will have a paperback. We don't have any plans for special editions yet. And then we
No,
don't have any plans for any translations yet.
no.
Okay.
The French keep asking.
I
That's why
know.
and I love them dearly. I just don't know if I don't know if they will translate a short book. I don't think people realize how short this book actually is.
Yeah. And they will be available at Best of Books. You always have books available there. It's just going to be a little tricky on the release, like when they're going to be able to ship the books, because
Yeah.
the way Indie works is she's not able to order mass amounts of books
Oh my
at
God, that
one
big
time.
cat. I'm obsessed. I'm
He's
pretty
still
sure I
healing.
was obsessed with him last time.
Yeah, he's really needy. He needs to go in his little baby holder.
Aren't all
Oh,
boys needy?
But he offers
yeah.
you zero help to make that happen because he's like a pile of mashed potatoes.
That's just like a cat.
He's so cute.
Hi, Serena. It's good to see you. Oh my goodness. How late is it there?
I don't even know. Am I on mute? I don't
No,
know how
you're
to turn
good.
No,
that
I
on.
can hear you.
Oh, hello. It's midnight.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's midnight.
I'm in bed like by 7 or 8. So look at that baby,
Puppy.
Destiny.
Oh my gosh, look.
It's
My
his
baby's in
costume.
Oklahoma.
Look at him.
Oh my God, he's so cute. That's a
He's cute.
puppy. Is that a
Oh,
puppy?
yeah.
There's
I
two
actually
of
would
them.
not know. He just kind of showed up and was looking for a girlfriend, got a new mom.
Oh,
That's
so
amazing.
cute.
That's amazing.
I miss my baby. She's in Oklahoma, but I'll see her Sunday.
I was going to say, if you guys
So,
want to see a 18-pound Maine Coon, my parents have a 7-month-old.
damn.
7
He
is
just,
that big.
Oh
Maine
my
Coons are
God, they're
huge.
so
Wow.
beautiful.
Majestic.
Yeah,
he's massive.
damn.
Wow.
I love those cats.
Just for reference, that's me.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Okay, like the previous photo did not do him justice.
No, and like I'm finally back in Florida after being in Utah for 5 months, work related. And I
Oh.
got back when we picked him up. He was 5 pounds. He's about this big. I pick him up. I come in the house. I'm like, did you get a mountain lion when I was gone? Like, good gosh. But yeah, he's 7 months as of last Saturday. So
Damn, that is a
Wow.
big ass cat.
he's
I
a big
love
boy.
them, though.
They're so cuddly. They're
If
the
they,
best
I was gonna
cats.
say, if they let you cuddle them,
Oh yeah.
like I'm just gonna start calling Kathy's cat taters because she called him potatoes twice.
That's so cute. He's gorgeous too.
Baby.
I love animals so much.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah,
this
we
guy's
should
name
have
is
a stream
Sterling.
just about animals one
Sterling.
day.
I know. Just have like I don't know,
Very
a
majestic.
tea. Bring your tea and animal. Oh,
Tea and
tea and
animals.
animals. Just chat.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Are
We'll
we
think about that.
are we over the pet show and tell?
I don't know. We'll see. Just wait.
Something will pop up. They always
Someone
do.
else will bring in a cat or a dog or a lizard. I've had lizards at my signings before, so
I was gonna say I definitely don't have Princess Tulsa in my lap again.
see, where is she?
She's crawling around the bottom of the ottoman.
Oh my god,
That's so
just
funny.
hanging out as
Yep.
lizards do. Do you know what I found out after I published Tear at the Gates? How many readers had snakes? I was like, damn, you all are holding on to some danger noodles, and I had no idea. And yeah, so that's
All the
another.
photos, yeah.
Danger noodles.
Yeah, that's a snake.
There's- yeah, that's so funny.
I don't know if that's made it to the UK yet.
It hasn't,
has
but it
now.
will. It will.
It will,
Danger
just because
noodles
of
will make
you.
it here. Yeah, because of you. This is your influence. Danger noodles. You can thank Scarlett Sinclair.
Okay, so I do have to tell you guys a story about the audiobook for A Christmas of Chaos
Oh, good. I'm
because
glad you said this.
the narrator is I chose a different person for this, and it's because of this story I'm about to tell you, and it connects to the UK. So I was there for the release of Tear at the Gates, kind of I guess it was after, a little bit after. And my UK publisher, which is still Bloom Books, they did this little like influencer greet at I think it's called like Alchemy or Alchemist or something.
Oh, the
And they
alchemist.
yeah. And so, we're all sitting there drinking these nice drinky drinks. They're fancy, they smoke, things like that. And
It's such a cool
the
place.
yeah, it's really cool. And my books
Awesome.
are on the table, and the waiter comes up and he's like, Scarlet St. Clair, have you guys read A Game of Fate? And all of the influencers are like, this is Scarlet St. Clair. And he looks at me and he's like, you've read A Game of Fate? And I said, I wrote A Game of Fate. I am Scarlet St. Clair. And the shock on this man's face, utter shock. So he goes into this, and I thought, as the author, I'm like, oh, fuck, he's going to say something. He's going to hate it. Like, um, he was in drama class. He was in drama school, and he had to pick a book to read that would suit his voice. And his friend said, I think you would suit Hades. You should read A Game of Fate. And he read A Game of Fate and A Touch of Darkness and performed it for his class. And I didn't forget it. And I said, I'm going to do an audiobook for A Christmas of Chaos. I'm going to try and get you to as the narrator, and we've made it work, and he will be narrating all the male points of view in the thing. I cannot believe that happened. I mean, London's fucking huge. What are the odds? Like, that is
Wow.
wild. So yeah,
Wow.
We need an article about this.
isn't it
Yes,
crazy?
it is.
That
I
is
know
the
he-
coolest story I've ever heard. Holy crap.
I know. If you want to follow him, let me find his
Is he still at the alchemist?
I think so.
I'm going down there this weekend. I'm going.
Find the Hades.
You gotta be
lookalike.
like
Make sure
Yeah,
you
man.
bring your book and just like casually be in the corner, just like
Like,
waiting.
Hey.
he doesn't look like Hades at all. That's the funny
Oh.
part, but
Mm.
it's fine. It's Thomas.McDonnell, and it's McDonnell. And let's see if I can put this in this chat.
If you want to text it to me, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, it's probably a better idea.
Yeah.
I've
That's a-
become
Maybe.
Whoa.
completely.
What is
There
that
we
on
go.
your shoulder?
That's her lizard.
This is Princess Tulsa. So
Yeah.
she was running around under my feet when we were talking about her earlier and then made a dash for the desk. So I had to pick her up. But this is my
That's-
rescue lizard.
She's a baby alligator. Oh, she's so cute.
A bearded dragon.
Oh, she's amazing.
And as long as I make sure she doesn't see herself, she won't scream at me.
That's hilarious. Oh, she has feelings.
Wow.
We learned
She
last
does.
time.
She's a little lady.
Not
Yeah.
not
So
only that,
cute.
but lizards can't identify themselves in a mirror. They think it's another lizard. So they will go on the defense or the offense. So if you see her head bobbing, she's telling herself off, basically.
That's hilarious.
That's so cool.
That's so
I
funny.
tell myself off too, so
Same.
fair.
Girl, where are you going?
Okay, guys, we are 17 minutes in.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I told Lexi she has to keep us on task. So
Good job. Okay,
That's a job in itself.
Yes, back to A Christmas of Chaos. Make sure you follow Thomas McDonald. I really think I need to text Sienna and be like, we need to do something about this. Like, we need an article or
What?
something.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, listen, y'all. I was just as shocked because I'm like, what the fuck? What just happened to be the place we went for this influencer event, and this dude read my books. A man, like that happens sometimes. So
It's nice.
it is. Yeah,
It's
he
nice.
was so kind. Just, I'm so glad we made it work. I hope it opens so many doors for him. And I just really think he's going to do a good job. And when my contract expires with my other, we could redo the audio and do like graphic audio, which would be super fucking cool. I would love to do that. So, anyways, Lexi, keep me on track.
Okay. So we're talking about A Christmas of Chaos. If anyone forgot. One of the questions that came up is, how did you decide which traditions and lore to represent in this book?
Oh man, y'all, people asked me for a Christmas novella for a long time, and I was like, I can't do that. They're Greek. And I don't know, one day, I don't remember how I found it. I found that myth about the Kalakansari. And I was like, oh, I immediately, like, I read those lines about how you prevent them from entering your house during the 12 days of Christmas. And one of them was burning smelly shoes in the fireplace. And I immediately saw Akate and Hermes like arguing about it. And Akate was like, we've got to do this for our own good. And Hermes is like, not in my room. And she threatens his life if he extinguishes the fire, and he does anyway. And then, of course, he's responsible for all of the mischief that unfolds. And I had written that a year prior to its publication. I had started all those notes, and I was like, I think I can write this. And then did it. I felt really good about it toward the end of last year. Felt like I had enough bandwidth to write it. And yeah, so that was the main, I mean, that is the main thing. But then I was like, oh, I can do all these fun things, which is why I love where chaos ended, because then I have so much room to play with everyone, and like even to play with Aphrodite and Hephaestus, whose book literally starts at the end of A Touch of Chaos. So a lot of those things like I didn't address because I'm like I have that room to do that later in the spinoffs. Yeah, so it was just so fun. Oh God, I swore that the Kalakansari had to be the inspiration for the Gremlins movie because they were so similar. And I looked it up, and that dude says no. The director's like it's, and I'm like, you're a fucking liar, because there's no way. There's no way. They're basically the same creatures.
I agree. So speaking of everything, what was your favorite scene to write? I really loved Hermes finding the Kalakansari in his room the next morning, and I felt like that sequence. I think the reason I liked it so much is the sequence of events felt so easy, and I've always dreaded writing from Hermes' point of view because I do feel like it is a little bit more difficult because he's sassy, and it's like, y'all, it's exhausting to be constantly funny, and so that was kind of like that was dreadful. Like I was like, oh, I'm gonna dread this, but it was so fun. And yeah, I thought it was I could picture it so clearly in my head, like the way he fought with them. And yeah, probably the funnest one. I love that with the slipping and sliding and
And the baby oil.
Oh, it was good.
That's my favorite.
I love Hermes. It was so nice to get something from his perspective. Like you have a bonus scene. I forget which book that was published in, but
Which one? Oh, Hermes?
yeah.
That was Chaos. Yeah, it was one of the, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Chaos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did it take you a while to get back into the characters?
No, it was actually really easy. I mean, I would say it was easy when I made the decision, when I felt like I had the bandwidth to do it. And I think that's the difference is like I went through most of the year thinking I wouldn't do it. So but now like when I jumped back into it, I was like surprised. I think I was most it's funny because I wasn't really worried about slipping into POVs so much as like writing Cersei, for example. I don't know if that makes sense, but like representing Cersei, who everyone has a preconceived idea about her because they probably read Madeline Miller's Cersei. Like I was telling someone about like Hermes going to the island and they were like, "Oh yeah, they were lovers in mythology." And I was like, "No, they've never no. That's only in Madeline Miller's version. Like in myth, they weren't." And so I was like, "Oh, I was worried about it because I was like, people will have this idea of her, and then I have to make my own version." And yeah, so that's probably where I was most anxious. I think slipping into not even a POV, just representing a character I hadn't before.
Yeah. It's definitely harder to like read other people's Hades and Persephone.
I think depending on what you start with, for
Yeah.
sure, it's like
Mhm.
it's probably like, and I knew people back in the day who had read Lore Olympus and refused to read A Touch of Darkness because they were like, I don't want it to like I don't want to have these competing ideas, and I was like, that's kind of weird, but it is a thing.
Okay. So outside of the 2 books you already have planned for this world, are you gonna write anything else novella wise? And
Is
will
this specific to the question about the twins?
Yes. And will the twins get their own story? Because people are they're just of course we want more. And you know that's because we love you and we love your work. So we're always
No,
gonna
I
ask
know.
for
I
more.
I appreciate it. For the twins, I don't know. I don't. It sounds weird. I don't know them well enough, I think. Um, and I'm not interested in legacy series. You know how people do that where they have like a main series, then they have a legacy series. I'm not really interested in that. I could see myself doing like short stories. I don't know if I could do a second novella like specific to Hades and Persephone. I'd have to find the inspiration. I have to find something that lasts long enough for it to be a novella. So, like, you know, the concept of the Calicancerite could last 12 days, even though it didn't in the book, in the novella. But the plot lines did. So I don't know. I'll never say never, but in with Hades and Persephone in that world, the next book I'll write is Temptress of Fire and Fury. And if I have the bandwidth, I really want to tackle a Song of Sorrow. That's Apollo and Hyacinth, but that's set in ancient Greece, which I've always been a little. I'm kind of anxious to write in ancient Greece. The whole reason I set A Touch of Darkness in a modern Greek world was because I had flexibility and I didn't have to be true to actual ancient myth. But I have like the first few chapters of A Song of Sorrow, and I would really love to get that written. If I can get enough novellas written for Hades and Persephone, that world, then I can print a larger book. So
That'd be awesome.
but
Okay. So if you
We'll
guys
see.
have any questions, ask in the chat. Kathy has a question about Hades and the babies and the nightmares the babies can generate. Because the babies were very focused on Persephone.
Yeah, well, because she's pregnant with him. But I
Yeah,
think
but-
like, yeah, she's not. The babies aren't really causing him. Hades causes all his own nightmares. But yeah, I always thought that was really interesting because Zagarius, he doesn't have a specific role. Like, they're very weird about his role. Like, he's basically like the god of pits, which I think is kind of sad. But I thought it would be fun if they were twins, because I was a twin, if they worked together to like manifest the nightmares. And I think they're going to get into a lot of trouble with that, which will be fun. So,
Does anyone have any questions? Not many questions. I'll grab another one from the Instagram post.
You guys can have questions. It's
I
okay.
know, you
I
can
will
have
not bite
anything
you.
here.
Despite what that lady said about me this weekend on that panel. She's like, I was on this panel with authors and she was like, don't be afraid to ask them questions. They won't bite. And then she goes, except Scarlett.
What the heck?
I know.
Okay.
It's
I
true.
mean, you can bite me if you like. I'll take it. I'll tattoo
You're like,
it. You
I'll
know what I
take
mean?
it.
I'll take it. Why not?
So there was a fun question, and I was also wondering about this because you know, I know how you are sometimes when you write some of Hades' lines. And I
What's
know
that mean?
I feel like they're purposely meant to torture Hermes and Hermes'
Oh, well, yeah, that's the
giant
fun
crush
part.
on Hades. Would Hermes have tried to corner Hades under any mistletoe during Christmas in the Underworld?
100%. I think, um, yeah, those two are such bros. They have a bromance, and I love it. That's what I love about Hades' point of view is you get to see his relationship with Hermes and Hecate so well. And I don't know, it's just a perspective you wouldn't get unless you're reading it from his side. But yeah, I love his obsession with Hades. He's just like, he's so hot. How can you not?
And he's so open about it too. Like he doesn't hide
I
it.
know.
It's
Yeah.
just the daddy death.
Yeah.
The daddy death gets me every time I'm like,
We all want a tall goth.
I know, right? I just, yeah, I have a lot of fun writing their dynamic. I think it's funny because when I started I was just literally having the time of my life. Like with the sweatpants thing too, was like the funniest thing in my brain. And then, but when readers take it, it takes on a life of its own, and it's just the funnest thing to watch. Like even in A Game of Fate, when I started using fucking fates, I don't know, like I didn't expect that to go anywhere. I just thought it was so funny in my brain. I constantly like sitting here laughing at myself, and but then readers take it and it becomes something so much more. I think that's the coolest part to watch.
Yeah. It's so fun. I love when they're together.
Yeah. I really one of my dreams is to eventually, I say this with so much emphasis on the eventually part, but I've had this idea for a while. As you can tell, ideas have to cook in my brain for a little bit, but I want to write this like series of shorts of Akate and Hermes having like a detective agency. And like I want it to be like Nancy Drew, like in the Hardy voice. And I just think it would be the funniest thing. But I want the mysteries to be related to Greek mythology in some way. So like, and I haven't quite stumbled upon the theme for that yet. But I've had it in my brain for I have like art for it because I've thought so far ahead on it, but I just need the right pieces. So yeah, that's in my brain. Cooking.
What about a
Can't wait for
scene?
that to come to fruition. Like we need that.
Oh, I hope so. I just thought like, I don't know, it would be so funny to watch them get into so much fucking trouble.
Yeah.
One day.
A couple of people are curious about seeing Hades with the babies when they're a little bit older, a little bit of bonding time, or Hermes and Hecate babysitting.
Oh, that would be funny.
That would be good Patreon content.
Yeah. I just, it's about bandwidth. I remember in the beginning when I first started Hades and Persephone, I could churn out these bonus scenes like it was nothing. I just had so much fun with it. And now I have like 4 series and so much shit to do. And I'm like, but I think it just depends on, yeah, I mean, I will say that A Christmas of Chaos came out of nowhere. Like I just started I kind of just started working on it last year, or wait, yeah, last year. What is today?
This year.
I'm so distracted
I know
by
someone's
I think someone went up.
not muted.
Coral. I think
I got
you.
it.
Oh,
Okay,
Got it.
sorry. My brain literally split in two just now.
It's so funny how Zoom picks up on certain sounds. Because we'll
I
I'll Zoom
know.
in the morning. We'll Zoom in the morning and write, and there's one guy that comes into the coffee shop, Mocha Dave.
Is that who I hear? Mocha
That's
Dave, yeah. Mocha Dave's weird. I don't know who Mocha Dave is or what he looks like, but I know all about him.
For some reason, Zoom picks up his voice because he's so damn loud, and I'm just
Gabriella,
trying to
did you have a question?
I actually, so I really enjoyed how you were introducing like Medusa to the world again and how she was getting used to things like that. So like just would that be something you'd like explore more, like be able to like like even bring her in some other stories and stuff like that? Because it was just like really like nice and fun to see how she was like being like almost like babysat into like the world as it was now.
Yeah, I really eventually I would love to explore like Medusa and Athena. That's kind of my goal. Because I really hate the fact that like that Athena participated in her punishment in mythology, and she did participate in her punishment in my series as well. And well, in a way, Medusa was a loyal priestess, and when she asked for her aid, she didn't come. And I just wanted to explore that. I think it would be very difficult. And Medusa, for me, when I write her, she reads as very emotionally stunted to me, like because of her experiences. So I do think it would have to be somewhere like kind of down the line. But I think, I mean, well, maybe not obviously. Never mind. I need to not say that because I haven't written this book yet. You'll see her in Temptress of Fire and Fury. Like you'll see everyone, and you'll see their stories continue, woven into this main one. So I think the biggest, like one of the biggest challenges I faced when I got to this novella is that I have so many characters in this world, and I had like 12 chapters to execute and show you all what they were doing 5 years in the future. And I think like that's going to be the challenge with any spinoff I do, is balancing everyone loves, right? So yeah, I think you'll see her, I'm sure, in Temptress, and then I would really love to write that book one day. So
even if it's like I'm just saying like 10, 15
in
years.
30 years.
In 30 years, imagine revisiting the world.
Well, just to say, there's nothing wrong with this, but I never wanted to be the author because I don't think I'm capable of writing 18 books in one series. Like I don't want to Black Dagger Brotherhood or, like, and I love that series, but I don't want to do that here because to me, I feel like because I'm not loyal to Greek mythology in the way it unfolds, but I am loyal to pieces of it, right? And I am inspired by pieces of it. So if I can't sort of make those geeky connections that I love, then I won't continue. But I do feel like Hades and Persephone's saga, like, it's very much like tied, I think. Now it's just time for like fun things, right? And there are other people to explore. So I would like to do, of course, I said Aphrodite and Hephaestus, but then over that, like, this is how my brain works. This is why, how did we not know that I had ADHD a long time ago? So you have a game of retribution and a game of gods and a touch of chaos. And to me, Dionysus and Ariadne's book starts over those and then continues after a touch of chaos. But I'm like, does anyone care? Like, does anyone really, do you really want to see what's like going on there? Like, And
Yes.
I saw someone who was like, I hated Ariadne. And I was like, she didn't do anything to you. Like, she literally did nothing to you. And anyway, so I don't know. And then I worry that people will be like, oh, you're just trying to like rewrite these books 3 times. And I'm like, actually not trying to do that. But I just feel like there's so much fun that takes place like in the in between. Like I gave you the parts I needed for that plot, but there was so much else happening on the other side. So that's also in my brain.
I have to say, I think their moments in A Christmas at Chaos were my favorite. I mean, of course, I love Hades and Sephi, but seeing Dionysus,
They're so cute.
I know
I
he's such
loved
a. Oh my god, I love him.
I loved his little like worry over his anxiety over proposing to her and how everyone is like, she's not going to care because Ariadne's very practical. I mean, she's a detective, right? She's like, you know,
Get on with it.
yeah, just ask her, you fucking idiot. Anyways, it ends up working out. But oh, one of my other favorite scenes is when Dionysus and Hades chase that Calicanthri and end up stuck, and then then they're just super honest with each other.
That was probably my favorite scene in the whole book. Is like, have you tried therapy?
Yeah,
It was like, no, this is like literally the moment of moments in this book.
Forced to like bro out underneath a magical net.
yeah, and it's like if you tell anyone,
Resorting to the threats and saying like, you better not tell anybody this. It's like so classic him after being so vulnerable.
yeah, I loved it. It was so fun.
I feel like
God.
that should become a reoccurring thing in future books. Like Hades getting trapped by Hermes. Like that net is going to become a character in itself.
Mhm.
I know. Well, it's probably going to show. I don't know how it will show up again in Temptress, but it has to because Hephaestus is. I mean, that's a big part of Aphrodite and Hephaestus is catching her and Ares together. Which I don't know. In my brain, Ares is actually gay, and he's just like, I don't know. I've just always thought he in my like version that he's gay, and he's just been really close friends with Aphrodite and not actually interested in her.
Maybe he's closeted and
But-
doesn't, want it out.
I don't know. I can't just like I think I might know more when I know that sounds kind of funny. I'll know more but I'm like I feel like they tell me. Like, I just so yeah, we'll see. I'm curious to see how that goes and Temptress of Fire and Fury is going to be such a challenging write, but rewarding at the end.
So excited.
Do you want to share anything about it?
I don't know what to share. It's just like I
Yeah,
have to
but-
learn about BDSM is what I know. I will definitely have to because I think like
Everyone's like, what?
I know.
I
Yeah, that's all I know.
I have a question.
think
Yes.
So I wanted to know about your writing process. When you started out, did you already have everything planned out? Was there a scene that you started out with? Like, I'm so excited to write this, and then you kept going back and forth. Did you already have everything planned out, or did you go and then you went planning it?
I'm so excited about this question.
So for any of them?
For
Any of the
whole
books or
series.
okay. God, it's been so long. Man. Okay. I did not plan out the series. That probably would have been great. That would have been a great idea. You can tell I didn't plan out the series because of how, first of all, the book's released, and like second, like the two POVs and the way I wove that together, which was like the most insane fucking thing ever, and I don't recommend. But um so A Touch of Darkness started out as this I had this idea that this world would have cults schools based on a cult. And Persephone, is the daughter of Demeter, would have been in her cult, but she couldn't grow anything, and that was embarrassing. And I saw her going into like a field to dig up narcissus, like flowers, daffodils essentially, and falling into the underworld somehow. And um, it turned into a touch of darkness. And I don't really know how it got there. But that was the initial idea. And the rest of it, I have no clue. I wish I could tell you. I wish I could. I knew in the second book that Lexa would die. And I knew it would be very mortal, and that would be the hardest part. And because I think it's hard to reconcile. My thought is that if you live in this modern world and you know gods exist, or if you could visibly see like Jesus out there, and your friend is dying of cancer, you'd be really fucking pissed off if they couldn't help them, right? Because you're like, these miracle makers literally live beside us, and then my friend is dying. So I knew that was going to be the dynamic and ruin. I think I thought it would happen later in the book, and then it didn't. And then when I got to Malice, everything I thought happened at the end of the book happened at the no, everything happened at the beginning of the book. And then I was like, oh, this is going to be a longer series than I thought. And then I felt dumb for thinking it was just going to be 3 books. So you see how chaotic I am.
We've been talking a lot about processes in our like writing sessions, and it's really interesting to see how like I love when readers ask this question, and I also hate it because everyone is different, and there's not like a one size fits all when it comes to figuring out your process. As we can clearly understand from Scarlett's process.
I did track in A Game of Gods plot points though, because that one was confusing as fuck, and I had to make sure I carried. So it was kind of like after the fact, but not an outline really. I don't know.
Thank you.
I don't know how I get anything done really. That's.
We have time for maybe 2 or 3 more questions. One I'll ask first is, how did you feel writing the Persephone and Demeter scene when she brings her the cookies?
Oh,
I cried.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah, that was so sad.
Yeah, well, there are moments. I think it plays upon a moment I had with my mom, and it was when I was in college, and I was just so mad at her because my mom is bipolar. She's been bipolar since I was 2. Well, I mean, probably for a long time, but at 2, she's diagnosed. And I just got irritated with her one day, and I was like, I just don't understand why you can't act like an adult. And she said, because it's too painful. And I'll never forget it because it just gave me such insight into her trauma. And I think that's what I was trying to evoke with Persephone and her mom, is to acknowledge like these people, they are really doing the best they can, even if their best sucks, right? Like, or, their best hurts, but it's all they can manage because of that pain. And and I hope that came across. So
it did.
Maybe you should have saved that. Actually, we don't want to end on that note.
No, because there's a question I'm gonna ask, and I'm sorry, but I can't remember like if we've talked about this anywhere. But and something that always comes up, and I'm ready to see how you act to this, is like, how did they have the kids? And you don't have to give an actual answer, but I think just acknowledging it would help some people sleep at night.
I acknowledge this in the novella. I acknowledge their anxiety over how they got pregnant.
Yeah, and then they just said at the end, they said it's fine. Like we're not going to worry about it.
Yeah, because the exchange, they've not called on what they want yet.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes. So I don't know how else to explain it. I've said this before. I've said like I think and I think maybe that's the problem is like my brain is like I think it is to come.
Mhm.
And so like we may see it in Temptress of Fire and Fury, we may see it like in a boat like somewhere. And I know it like, this is my aside is the reason people are so fascinated with true crime is because it's a mystery to solve. And I think that readers are like, this is a mystery to solve. And the problem is like the mystery has not revealed itself to me, but the kids serve a purpose, right? They know that in this novella. And so I think they understand it is to come and they will deal with it when it does.
Thank you.
That's the best I can do.
We just needed something. That's all. I think
That's the best I can
that
do.
answered it.
It's so unsatisfying. I'm sorry.
But it's nice to hear because I think we all just kind of like assume or guess or make up our own theories. But
That's fine.
But
I
some
love
people
that.
need like a solid reason. But
The problem is that I don't have a solid reason. I think I've literally contemplated this for a long time. Obviously, because I was writing this novella and I was like, what am I doing with this? Because I have to answer the question. They have the babies at the end. But the answer is just that they are serving a purpose for the fates. So
we just don't know it yet.
yeah.
Yes, Serena.
Can I put it in the comments, but I'm gonna say it because I think it doesn't have to be a definitive reason, but I'm rereading all of the Hades and Persephone's book because it's my absolute favorite. I absolutely adore the books. And Demeter said something to Hades when they were in Zeus's garden. That she said, how is it that the god of death is supposed to be intermingled with the goddess of spring, of life? So my take on the twins is the fates bargained his right to kids, but they didn't say anything about her not having children.
Very true.
They never said, oh wait, you can't have children, because she is. She's the goddess of spring, so she's life. She breathes it into her. So that's always been my take on it. Whether that's how it ends up, whether it's got anything to do with Zeus, which I think it might do somewhere down the line. They serve a purpose for sure, but she's still a goddess of life. So that's my take on that.
That's a beautiful take. I love it. I'm going to tell everyone that.
I think one of my favorite things is when Aphrodite is like, there's worse ways to be born.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God, I fucking love that line. Yeah, for me, I like I said, I know this frustrates people and I don't know if it's frustration so much as the love that readers have for the series. They want to see the happiness, like because the twins give it anxiety, right? Because they are the unknown, and we want Hades to be happy, and Persephone, but Hades has to be happy. And so I know like part of me was like when I did that, I was like, I know I'm going to get questions about why, but I felt like it was far more important to show this happiness, like that Hades finally does get everything he wants. And to me, that's like a more beautiful place to sort of cap their story than to agonize over what the fates are planning. And I think one of my problems with it, I go based on vibes a lot, right? Feeling. And I'm like, I don't think there's anything nefarious about this, about the twins. I think they do for sure have a purpose, but I don't think the fates are trying to fuck with this, with this happiness. So
fucking fates, man.
Yeah, I know. They suck any other time, but I think in this they're chill, right?
Yeah, I didn't feel that. And there's something beautiful about letting go and just being like, okay, I'm just going to be happy.
Yeah, I think that to me that's where they were at the end.
Mhm.
Like I was like, I'm not going to worry about this because I think that was a reflection of where I'm at in my life, where I'm like, can I live in this moment of like pure excitement? Like, can I just take that in, you know? Um, yeah. Braylon, is that a dog?
There were multiple dogs. They were playing. Look at the hippo.
Oh, look at that
Little
baby.
potato. Oh,
Oh,
so cute.
precious.
Okay, guys. If no one, if we don't have any more
Did I get all
questions,
of them?
I think so.
Okay. I hope I
If I
answered
missed something,
them.
let me know now. But I think this was a great conversation.
You can ask them like verbally if you want, pop them in the chat. We've got what, 10, about
8
8 minutes
minutes.
left.
Mhm.
I was trying to keep this on, you know. Oh, Stephanie's in a car.
There's already someone in the car.
If
I
no
know.
one can ask anything.
Just be safe.
Yeah, ask.
Okay. I just wanted to ask, how did you feel about this when you published the first book? Were you confident in, because it's an amazing series. I love it so much.
Thank you.
It has a special place in my heart. And I just want to know how it was when you published it. Like, were there any things that you were like, oh, I don't know how the public is going to receive this? Were there any insecurities with it?
No, because by this point I had been like, I don't know. I had this letting go moment back then, and I recently had it again. But I was writing for me and my happiness, and I was like, I had so much fun with A Touch of Darkness. But I also at the same time knew I had this grand feeling about this book that it was going to be the one that took off, and I put it out into the world, didn't do any pre-orders for it, like didn't really market like in the beginning. Everything I did came after, and yeah, and the first year I made $2,000 on that book, and I was so ecstatic. It's the most I ever made from any book I published. And then the next year I made 70K. And then the next year I made six figures.
Oh.
And it just snowballed. And so yeah, so I had this deep feeling about it. I just knew it was going to be something. And but at the same time, like when you have that knowledge, it's still surreal. It's so surreal. Um, and there's sometimes I'm like, it's so funny to me that it hit so hard for so many people because I literally like in a Game of Fate, I was like, I'm gonna write a sex montage for the fuck of it. And then and I did so many things that you couldn't really do, you probably wouldn't be able to do in trad. But that was the beauty of it. And I tell my publisher now, and they know this, like I was like, this, I know this scene is not needed, but my readers will love it. And so yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
Can I?
Go ahead.
It's not a question. It's never going to be a question because Scarlett, I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. Your books and A Touch of Darkness, the whole series is the series that revitalized myself. And I don't want to speak for everybody else here because that's not my place. But I have a feeling that we are all a bunch of warriors. And the A Touch of Darkness series, for me, inspired me to want to be better. And it keeps inspiring me. It keeps making me want to be better. And yeah, I just got to thank you. And I'll always thank you because
Thank you.
you make my heart go all funny, and you're my favorite. You are my favorite. I
You're
absolutely
my
adore
favorite.
you. But your books truly saved my life. I don't know what I'd do without them. And I read them every chance I get. Yeah, thank you so much for everything you've done. You're an amazing author, an amazing woman, and thank you. That's it. Sorry.
No, I'm grateful. When I was 13, I read The Lord of the Rings and it changed my whole life. And I grew up pretty poor. Like, my parents were like poor off and on and really poor sometimes. And during that time, I picked it up. My dad was making no money at all. My mom hadn't worked for a long time. And I thought that people like just lived life by getting help from the government. And I thought I would grow up and like just live in my small town and, you know, I probably wouldn't make a lot of money, so but I would be okay because I could go to all these places and get help like my parents did. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Those were my aspirations, though. That's as far as I had the ability to dream. And then I read The Lord of the Rings, and I was like, what is this? And I had always been a reader, but I read The Lord of the Rings, and I was like, wait a minute, I can write fantasy. And it made me want to be a world famous author immediately. Like immediately, I was like, I'm going to be a world famous author and I'm going to travel the world. And I said, I want to inspire people the way I want to change people's lives the way that this series changed my life. And the ironic part about that is at the same time, like later, a little bit later, right, Twilight became hugely famous and it was a romance. And the media and everyone started making fun of women, of girls who loved love. And I was like, there's no way I can do that. I can't write romance at all and change the world.
Yeah, you can.
And then I became a librarian and I was like, I have to give this romance thing a chance. And I fell in love. And now I get to change the world writing romance. And I just love that twisty, turny road that I had to take and all the lessons that I had to learn. And when I hear things like that, I'm like, my job is done. I'm like, it just blows my mind. I have no idea. I'm just very grateful every day.
I think that's an awesome place to end this. But it's not the last
Lexie's
one.
like, get out.
No, I don't.
No,
I feel like it was like the perfect ending. But this isn't the last time we're gonna do this either. So we're gonna
No,
do it next
I'm
month.
doing we're doing lives once a month and there'll be different things. The next journaling live will have some structure to it because I know the last one was really chaotic. I think it was just so fun to be on face to face, like it was just it was good chat. But we'll do some structure to it. We'll have like assigned chat time, assigned actual journaling time, and that kind of thing. And then I don't know. I want to do a trivia. I want to do Hades and Persephone trivia night. Yeah. So we'll have a few different things. I don't have info on tour dates yet, but I should soon. We're supposed to announce them soon. Next Friday is the hardback cover reveal for Coiled at the Roots. And then I'm hoping those tour dates come soon.
Yeah.
I only know a couple.
We are working on it, but they haven't said.
There's one. Yeah, there's one they have to confirm. That's what they're waiting on. So, but if I don't get to you in the beginning, like in May, we have a second chance in September. So
you're going to be busy.
We're also working on shop drops. So that's another thing that's coming. Just lots of things are happening in the background.
Yeah.
But
the next Zoom is March 13th. And you guys are already here, so you're going to get the emails. But tell your friends, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. We could do another one when the paperback comes out. I don't know if that would be very fun. We should have a Christmas party in July. That would be fucking hilarious.
Like an ugly sweater Christmas party.
Yeah, it would just be so fun, I think, we could bring Gabby on. We could try to bring Gabby on and chat. That would be really fun. Gabby's the artist who's doing the graphic novel stuff for me for Hades and Persephone, and then also the art for A Christmas of Chaos. So
we love Gabby.
Yeah. Thanks, I love her so much. She's the best. Yeah. I love you guys. I truly am so grateful for this. I'm just so glad that I came back to do this. Like, this is just the best.
Yeah. I'm probably going to post this to her YouTube. So if you want to revisit it. Awesome. We'll see you on
Serena's like, yes.
Gonna keep doing this. There might be a couple of months we take off for various reasons, but we're gonna try to do this once a month.
Yeah, I haven't announced. I was like, let's not do the whole thing because May might be hard for me with travel and then the release of Coiled. So we'll see.
But this was
Yeah.
awesome. Love you
Okay.
guys.
Love you guys. Have a good night.
Thank you. Have a nice evening.